Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys all doing well out there and enjoying your Saturday night. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm not usually on a Saturday night type of thing, but hey, you know, surprise. I hope you guys are all doing well out there. And, you know, honestly, to all the people out there that were a part of this whole AstroWorld experience, I want to say, for those of y'all who have lost somebody during this disaster, this tragedy, you know, my thoughts and prayers go out to every single last one of y'all that have lost a loved one, and those who have survived that terrible experience. I'm with you guys. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just want to send my love and thoughts to all you guys. We got to go into a bunch of stuff because this is a mess, y'all. This whole situation is an absolute mess. But before we jump into all that stuff, we got to do the thing what we usually do. You know how it is. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. Don't forget to crush that subscribe button, nuke it, destroy it, etc., etc. Okay? Do me that small, solid favor. Okay? We're working hard out here in these streets. And if you want to join and support this channel, this little channel that will, you know what I'm saying? Please go hit that join button or join our Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. We are adding a whole bunch of stuff over on Patreon. So please be sure to go over there and jump onto that platform and support this channel. I need y'all's support. I need y'all's help. Okay? It's very small things that I need in the world. It's very easy. I don't ask for much. I just ask for a little support. Anyway, we got to jump into some of this story, this main story. Obviously, as you see down below, AstroWorld, the Travis Scott Music Festival, has been put to a halt. It was a 2-day event. Now the second day, which is supposed to be tonight, has been fully canceled. Why, you may ask? Because of all the craziness that happened last night. 8 people have died as young as 10 years old, y'all. 10. I'm not kidding. This story is devastating. And this is the reason why. I mean, I want to be completely straight funky with you guys, okay? This is one of the reasons why I fear going to huge, gigantic parties, like concerts, right? Where you have that person is, you know, you have that particular artist that is just got a huge following, has a huge turnout, let's just say, for lack of a better term. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to something this big, and like I said, we got a bunch of stuff that I'm going to be showing you guys. I'm just still kind of processing all this as we speak as well for myself. I mean, this is a lot. There's a lot going on here, guys. There's a lot to unfold. And, you know, now they're saying that there was a security officer that actually was pricked, like injected with something, which caused him to die, y'all. There were people that were crushed to death. There were people who were ODing in the concert. Somebody was passing around some serious stuff that was knocking people out. There's a lot of different accounts of what happened, what the experience was like, being in the crowd, being a part of that huge, gigantic crush of a wave, you know, which we're going to be looking at a bunch of different things. But of course, you know, I figured, you know, I wanted to come on here and talk about this because, like I keep saying over and over and over again, this is the reason why I feel that going and seeing really big concerts, especially when it's standing room only, you know, general admission, standing room only type of stuff, it can be really, really crazy and really, really scary, especially when you have people out here that don't give a damn. They're all trying to get to the front of the stage. They all want to get to, you know, be in the area where it's all popping off, you know, so that they can get the best selfie, so that they can do it for the gram and all that. And like I said, this whole thing is absolutely just terrifying, for lack of a better term. So we got a couple things I want to show you guys, but before we go into that, because there's a bunch of footage. I mean, there's footage from left and right. There's footage everywhere covering this situation. And there's also speculations. There's also accusations towards Travis Scott, saying that he knew that there was some stuff going down, but he didn't even bother to do anything at all. I don't know if that's entirely true or not, but that is a speculation that's going on. So let's get into a few things, okay? Because one of the things I need to show you, I wanted to show you some news clips, kind of starting the story off first before we straight up get into all the details, right? All the finite details, all right? We also do have a press conference from the 5-0, them explaining everything here, which we will be looking at here in a second. They said, and in this press conference, one of the police officers is literally saying that a security guard at the concert was injected with something which caused him to die. I kid you not. This is like, who has the time, who has the audacity, let's just say that, to go out of their way to do something like that to another person who is just trying to protect people, trying to make sure people are okay, right? And here it is. Before we go into all this stuff here, like, and I probably will repeat this here later on in the conversation here, but I'm not going to throw any shade on people who are just trying to have a good time. They want to get a little nuts. They want to express themselves. Maybe for some of these people, it's the first time they've been out to a concert in years because we've been locked up. You know what I mean? We've all been locked up for a minute here. So I can understand people wanting to, get out and let their freak flag fly and all that stuff. But this particular situation is just they took what they wanted to do and they took it to a whole nother level. So before we go into that, don't forget to hit that like button down below. I see about 150 of you guys tuning in right now. I'm sure more of you guys are going to start filing in. And as you do so. Hit that like button down below. Let's look at this one news clip, this media clip here, covering the bare bones of what's going on so far. This is what happened last night, y'all. Okay, last night in Houston, Texas. Houston's been having some bad times lately, y'all. Real talk. Let's take a look at this, shall we? Oops. Whoops. Hold on 1 second. Thought I had that off. Whoops. Okay, back at it again.
A2 News begins right now with breaking news.
Yeah, breaking this morning, tragedy at the Travis Scott AstroWorld Festival. At least 8 people we know were killed at last night's concert.
It seemed like it happened with just over the course of just a few minutes. Suddenly we had several people down on the ground experience some type of cardiac arrest.
And police say tonight's concert has been canceled. I want to welcome you to our Saturday morning edition. We've got that breaking news to get to right away.
Yeah, we'll have the forecast for you in just a moment. But first, we want to tell you about this deadly night at rapper Travis Scott's AstroWorld Festival.
Police say that at least 8 people were killed at the packed concert at Energy Park and hundreds of others injured. And HPD has set up a command post for information on any missing persons at the Wyndham Hotel near Kirby and 610. We have team coverage on this story this morning. Let's begin with our newest reporter, Rilwan Balagan, who is live at Energy Park with more details on what happened. Rilwan, what can you tell us?
Good morning. It's a tragic situation here. 8 people confirmed dead. 17 people were taken to the hospital. Of those, 11 were treated for some sort of cardiac arrest. Now, here's what we know at this point. Over 50,000 people were in attendance for AstroWorld. Houston Fire Chief Sam Pena says around 9:15, the crowd, quote, compressed towards the front of the stage. The fire department had over 55 units responding to the scene on top of the crews already at the events. And HPD Chief Troy Finner said there were more than 300 officers at the events, in addition to 200 security officers. Finner says there was a good security plan in place. Now, as the investigation gets underway, Pina says officers are heading to the hospital to identify victims.
What we ask the community right now is that if your family member was at this event and you have not spoken to your family member, we have a reunification center that's going to be open at 8686 Kirby. That's the Wyndham Houston Hotel. 8686 Kirby. It's Kirby at 610. We will have Houston Police Department, Houston Fire Department, medical examiner personnel there to assist in providing information and filtering information of those patients that were transported to the hospitals. So if your relative, family member was at this event and you have not spoken to that individual, please, you can go to 8686 Kirby. That is the reunification center. We will have units there available to assist in providing that information.
Chief Finner says he is working closely with NRG and concert promoter Live Nation to get any and all available video to just kind of get a better idea exactly what went wrong. Reporting live from NRG Park, Roman Balogan, KPRC 2 News.
All right, well, Roman, thank you for the latest there. HPD does have a command post for information on those missing persons. Again, that is at the Wyndham Hotel.
And that's where Kathy Hernandez is set up right now, nearby Kirby at the 610 Loop. Kathy has more details on what families need to know right now. Good morning, Kathy.
Okay, well, I'm going to scroll through this a little bit.
And also personnel from the earlier this morning, and this is what Lena Hidalgo had to say.
They're working to identify all the victims, but what has been made clear, the folks that were transported, some as young as 10. And so really tonight is about that, is about connecting families.
10 years old, y'all. Let me just say that. Let me repeat that again. One of the victims was as young as 10 years old. And I know I saw the Pioneer say something about I've been hearing that this is some sort of Illuminati conspiracy type of sacrificial thing. Nah, I really don't think. I mean, everybody's going to sit there and assume all kinds of crazy stuff, right? But I don't think that he can control thousands upon thousands of people crushing each other throughout an entire throughout a festival as large as that. I just feel like that's a little bit of a stretch. In my personal opinion, that is a stretch. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, there is that speculation floating around saying, "Oh, this is some sacrifice to the Illuminati gods or some crap like that." Nah. Like we could walk away from that mess. This is what's going on. Somebody died as young as 10 years old. 8 people have died. Some people have OD'd. Some people were crushed to death. Some people were trampled on. I mean, this is insane. And for it to be some sort of, suddenly this is an Illuminati thing. Nah, I like I said, that is grasping at straws, or that is a shot in the dark. But I do appreciate that question, because I know that that's something that's floating around like crazy right now. But let's continue with this news clip, shall we? Hit that like button down below, y'all. Keep sending those likes past 100. That would really mean a lot to me. Let's go.
That's right. That is the plan now. They have multiple agencies here helping families of those who were here at the AstroWorld Festival. If you have not heard from your loved one and they had come to the AstroWorld Festival, just come here to 8686 Kirby Drive. This is here at the Wyndham Hotel. And of course, you'll get the information that you need. And
in addition to that, if you are searching for your loved ones and you need to make a phone call right this moment, we do have the number for you from the Houston Office of Emergency Management. We'll get that number up on the screen for you. But if you want to write it down right now with a pen and paper, 832 833-2991 or 832-393-2990. Again, if you're trying to get in touch with your loved ones, there's the information right on your screen, and you haven't been able to contact them. That is the biggest thing right now, especially trying to identify some of the victims and get in touch with your family. So if you are thinking, what can I do at this moment? You're just waking up. These are the numbers that you can call right here on your screen. We'll keep putting them up as the show goes on this morning.
Parents have to be very concerned right about now if they haven't heard from their kids at this point. It's certainly a challenging time when kids are going to a concert, hoping to have a good time and help raise money. At least that was the purpose of this concert in the first place. So those being injured, as we've been talking about, have been rushed to several hospitals throughout the area.
And our Sabira Rayford is joining us live now at the Texas Medical Center with the details on that. Good morning, Sabira.
Good morning, Sophia and Cambrell. It's obviously a very traumatic day for many and a devastating day. As Cambrell mentioned, many people heading out to Astro Festival for a good time. We are out here at Ben Taub Hospital, a level 1 trauma center in the Texas Medical Center, where we now know that 8 people are confirmed dead and hundreds are injured. And as we've heard, it started around 9:15 last night when festival goers began to push towards this stage. Now by 9:30, first responders began transporting people to the hospital. An officer at the event recalls events unfolding quickly. He said suddenly there were several people who went into cardiac arrest.
Now, the cardiac arrest part, that's very interesting to me, but let's continue here. That's the part where I'm going, okay, how many people were actually ODing, right? How many people were actually ODing, and how many people were actually getting suffocated and crushed to death? You see what I'm saying? But let's continue.
After that time, we transported 17 patients to the hospitals. 12 of those patients were transported by Houston Fire Department ambulances. 5 were transported by Harris County Emergency Services. 11 of those that were transported were in cardiac arrest. Okay. We won't know the cause of death of the 8 that are confirmed until the medical examiner has completed his investigation.
Now, what's even more devastating is this was an event for all ages. We're told the youngest person treated 10 years old. Overall, 300 people were treated throughout the night. We're reporting live outside of Ben Taub Hospital. Sabira Rayford, KPRC 2 News.
You know, my question is, why would you bring a 10-year-old to a concert like of this magnitude? Why would you bring a 10-year-old to a Travis Scott concert? I get it that he might be a big fan of him, all that stuff. It might be like, woo, it's his birthday. This might be his birthday gift, woo, woo. But at the same time, this is a 10-year-old kid surrounded by a whole bunch of adults, right? 10 years old. I mean, that's just me, though. That is just a lot of people, a lot of uncontrolled people. And you're bringing a 10-year-old. I saw there was another video. I saw another video where I saw there was a kid sitting on his dad's shoulders. It was in one of these videos, right? This kid was younger than 10 years old. I guarantee you that. And I'm like, do you bring a 10-year-old to this? Like, I could see you going and bringing the 10-year-old to like a freaking some sort of tribute show, that's out in the park, that's very controlled and very relaxed, that kind of thing. But a Travis Scott concert, music festival, and you're bringing a 10-year-old? Is that smart? I think not. Now this child has been hospitalized. You see what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense to me, right? And like I said, there's so many other videos and stuff like that, which I'm going to be showing you guys. There's some accounts from people who actually survived this whole stampede during the AstroWorld concert. There's a guy who is giving his firsthand account on what happened here. I mean, like I said, this is just all kinds of just terrible. Keep hitting that like button. Send those likes all the way up. That would really mean a lot. I'm going to go into this video here. This is a a video of this guy talking about his experience. He said, what happened at AstroWorld Festival, Travis Scott? This guy is traumatized and people lost their lives. This is one guy just telling his account. Let's hear what he had to say about this.
These people about to lose their motherfucking lives. You know what I'm saying? So I put out this one boy. This boy, he probably like 14 years old. This is a little bitty teenager, bro. This one lady, I kid you not, in the fucking VIP section, literally put her hands on this boy and associated this boy and started hitting him like, didn't I tell y'all don't jump the fuck over? So I end up screaming like, bitch, who the fuck is you to tell somebody what the fuck they can do? Like, bitch, this ain't your motherfucking concert, bitch. Don't nobody give a fuck about what motherfucking ticket you paid for. Like, these people need some fucking help. So I'm helping people, I'm pulling people out. And like, it just felt like we was like literally like in fucking hell, bro. Like, it felt like we was in a concert in hell.
Now, let me say something really quick, just so everybody understands what's going on here. So earlier in the day, earlier during the festival, somehow people were able to break through the fences. So a whole gang of people pushed through the fences and were able to just basically be in the concert for free, right? They were able to not even hop the fence. They bust right through the fence. Hopefully I'll be able to find that video for you guys as well. But people are literally busting through this fence just so they can go to this AstroWorld festival. Real talk. So this is what he's talking about, why he's sitting there going, who gives a damn if you bought a ticket or not? A lot of people, which I don't know if this guy bought a ticket or not. He might have been one of the people who actually got in there on the free 99, right? On that 5-finger discount. But the thing is that, I mean, the more people that came in and the crazier it got, the more out of control the situation got, right? I do have another video that I'm going to show you guys here after this one, where two guys are just giving their account of what happened and why the stampede happened and what the experience was like. I mean, I can't show you the footage that I have where they show there are people passed out on the ground, security, and the sort. People are performing CPR on people who are just black and blue, literally black and blue on the ground, just passed out. I mean, it's devastating. It's terrifying, regardless if these people busted through, you know what I'm saying? Hopped the fence to see this concert or not. None of these people deserve to die. None of these people deserve to be injured like this. So let's hear the rest of what he had to say.
You couldn't breathe. You couldn't see. Like, just imagine all the people they're going to find tonight who was in that crowd, who nobody could see, who nobody could hear, who passed out, and everybody was just trampling on top of them the whole fucking concert. Like, I'm thinking it's probably going to be like at least 100 people who dead tonight. Like, I kid you not. Like, in the VIP section, it was so many bodies laid out. People was getting pulled out who was fainted. And the medics were trying to give them CPR, and they was flipping them over, and like they was literally turning them black and blue. Like, I never seen death in my fucking life, bro. Just by me alone, it was probably like 10 fucking people laid out dead. And like, once the medics tried to help them, they wasn't responding. They moved to the next person. It was nothing they could have do. Like, this shit really fucked me up and like really spooked me tonight. Like, that was like some demonic shit. Like, and what was so crazy, like, people were screaming help, trying to tell Travis Scott. They was like, help. The whole crowd was just going like, help. And he just kept going, bro. It was like, that shit was scary, bro. It was so demonic, bro. And mind you, y'all see the type of music I make. Y'all see everything. Like, you know, like, I've been so heavily influenced by Travis, but like, after tonight, bro, like, God really showed me, like, you know, like, stay away from that shit, bro. Like, that shit not for you. Cause like, he sacrificed so many people's lives tonight, like, for real. Like, so many people's lives are gone tonight because they want to go to a fucking Travis Scott concert and have fun. You know, he influenced people to be raging and all this shit. So many people broke in and it was just chaos, bro. It was a living fucking hell, bro. Imagine seeing all those dead bodies, and that was just by me. And the shit got so bad, I was sitting on top of the gate. I was pulling so many people in, helping so many fucking people, and people was just screaming.
You get the general idea, but you can see, I mean, this guy, obviously it's almost like you could see it like happening right before his eyes, right? As he's talking about this whole experience. I mean, you know, to me, this is the thing, guys. This is the reason why I said it earlier, and I'm going to say it again. This is the reason why I don't go to massively popular artist concerts, because there's always that fear of some crazy ish going down. Nowadays, it's nothing. You're never safe anymore. You know, if it's not a stampede, then it's a mass shooting. If it's not a mass shooting, it's it's an outbreak or something like that. You see what I'm saying? You're never really safe going to these mass, these huge concerts where a mass quantity of people are going to be in the same place at the same time. It's terrifying. And of course, all these people wanted to just have a good time and kick it and do their thing, right? But now we have 8 people dead. People as young as children to adults. People were ODing. A security guard apparently was injected with something, was pricked in the neck with something, which caused him to die. There were people who had cardiac arrest. Some people were crushed. I mean, it's just like I said, these stories are just absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts to me. Absolutely nuts. Like I said, I can't show you guys like some of this footage that they have because it's pretty bad. But there's a part right here that I'll show you here real quick. Oops. Man. Do you hear that? So there's somebody screaming, "Oh my God," in the background while Travis Scott is like having a grand old time. He has no idea what's going on. He has no idea what's going on in the crowd, that people are fighting to be alive. They're trying to stay alive right now. I'm going to play one more time. Hear it. It's a shrill scream in the background, but you can hear it. One last time. Let me turn this all the way up for y'all in the nosebleed seats. Here we go. That's somebody screaming for their lives. Screaming, "Oh my God." Real talk. And he has no clue what's going on. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are sitting here and they're trying to throw Travis Scott under the bus. There's certain things that could have been better. There's the reason why the reason why this event went to ish was lack of security. The security guards and the lack of being able to hold those fences and hold the perimeter. The reason why they weren't able to they were not able to do that. A stampede of people bust through fences just so that they can be at this concert. Real talk. I'm trying to find the footage of the actual stampede because, like I said, it's in the very beginning of the day. Just people are just busting through. Here we go. This is just a small example of what it was. But here's a piece of it right here. And just looking at security alone, if security was a little bit tighter, maybe this situation wouldn't have been happening. Maybe it wouldn't have happened, right? Maybe the crushing, the stampede and all that stuff, people getting crushed to death wouldn't have happened if security was tighter. Now, when it comes to Travis Scott, do I throw him under the bus for being on stage and he can't see that far out? He can see what's happening in front of him. Sure. But as far out where other people are getting crushed, he's not going to know that. So we can't throw him under the bus on that. But he definitely going to be catching some serious cases here very, very soon. I guarantee you that. Let's take a look at this video, though.
Come on! Yeah.
See that? Children. Look at all these kids. Look at these dudes. How old are these dudes? These are children. Okay, I'm not even done yet. It's still going. But look. Children. What are you going to do with that horse? What are you going to do with the cop horse? You think that running around with the cop horse is going to stop them from running through? Come on, y'all. That was their security so far? Bruh, come on now. Come on. We got more. I mean, I'm going to play it again, you know, where like to the meat and potatoes of it. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Just that rush, right? Of just teenagers busting through. All right. Now, at some point, security can only do so much because look how undermanned they are, right? Like 4 against hundreds of kids busting through. What are they going to do? Stop one of them? And then what? That's not going to solve any issue. You caught one. Who cares? There's thousands of other ones, hundreds of other ones that just bust through. And that's just one clip. There are more. Like I said, there are more. That is just one clip out of many. Like this one. Like this one right here. This is exactly the one I've been seeing. Look at these people just bust through. Real talk, busting through. Damn, y'all. You tell me what security is going to do with this. You see a wave of kids busting through a fence. What is security going to do? They're going to sit there and go, this is beyond my pay grade. I'm good. Man, I'm going to sit over here, have a V8 and watch this issue go down. Real talk, they ain't going to do nothing. They're not going to do nothing. This is beyond my pay grade, baby. And the cops on horses, what are they going to do? What are they? They're going to let the horse poop on them or something like that? I mean, what? Nothing. It's not going to do anything. It's not solving the issue, y'all. But you see what I'm saying? If they had a tighter security unit working the perimeters and all this ish, this would be a completely different Charles Dickens story, y'all. But lo and behold, they had no control in the very beginning. But let me finish this video. Like I said, whole bunch of teenagers. Like this is like, I don't know, the new Yeezys came out or something. I don't know. Like this is the rush for the new Yeezys. You feel me? Like this is ridiculous, y'all. Absolutely ridiculous. But let's continue. Now look at that. I'm sorry for pausing it again, but I want you guys to see. Can you see like that all the way there, all the way in the back? That's how many people are starting to rush through. Now, the thing is, real quick, before I continue with this, where did they all get the same memo? Where did they suddenly go, hey, let's all go through this gate. Let's bust through. Who said what to who to make them all decide to come through and do it like this? Yo, I don't have tickets to the AstroWorld, but I really want to see that festival. Yo, bruh, why don't we go over there and we just bum rush this mug? Why don't we just hop the fence? What if we just get everybody to hop the fence with us? So on and so forth. Who said this? Who told them this idea? Who planted the seed for it to grow into this right here? That's what I'd like to know.
Hey, tell them to get over here. Hey, y'all sit over here.
People are already getting trampled on even outside, even before the actual concert. This is a foreshadowing of what's to come later on in a few hours. But real talk, people are already getting trampled on right here just to get in for free. Just so that they can get this in here on the free 9s and stuff. Come on, y'all. This is... Insane. Insane, y'all. Like I said, I'm going to keep repeating it over and over and over again. Who gave them the idea? Who told them to do this? Because they all got the memo, y'all. They all got the memo. And then now, because they're so desperate to be at AstroWorld, they're trampling over their own people. They're trampling over each other to see Travis Scott, though? Not to see, like, I don't know, not the chance to win $1 million. Not to see the second coming of Christ or something like that. Not to see some man, with the cure for cancer. You know what I'm saying? This is literally people wanting to go see Travis Scott and Drake and all his other, furry friends on a stage for 2 nights. Who told them to come up with this idea? Who came up with the idea of saying, let's rush this place? Everybody, thousands of y'all, let's do this together as a group. Who came up with this idea? Because obviously they all got the memo. Every single last one of these mud lovers. How did that happen? How did it happen? Somebody tell me something. I got a super chat. Let me grab that before it disappears on my ass. All right. Let's see. See a lay tray. Mr. Research, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. And he says, and these undisciplined youngsters complain elders have too many rules and don't respect the young. Exhibit A for the 2000th time. You said it. I mean, that's the thing. Suddenly, it's like this instant idea of there are no rules, right? Suddenly, like, this is okay. That thousands of people have come together and said, yeah, we're going to get together, we're going to bum rush, and we're going to go see this concert for free. Or we're going to be out there and we're going to enjoy this concert for 2 nights in a row. The other question I do have is this, though, too. They bum rushed for night number 1. Were they going to bum rush for night number 2 as well? Because once you get through there, I mean, once the concert's over, it's not like you're doing a whole concert 2 days straight. Y'all go home or y'all go to wherever the respective places that you're going to go, sleep. You're going to sleep, you're going to wake up, and they're going to do some more of the festival the next day, right? So once they bum rush one day, does not mean that they're going to just bum. Are they just going to bum rush again? Were they going to try that ish again the same day? You don't think security would have learned their lesson and said, we need to bulk up our security for tomorrow night's show? If there wasn't a stampede and people didn't die, right? And several hundreds of people did not end up injured, right? And in the hospital right now, right? If that never happened, they would have had a conversation. They would have had a come to Jesus moment, right? With each other, the security and the people that run that festival, and say, yo, we're bulking up security for tomorrow. We got to make sure the perimeter is secure. We ain't going to have these people bum rush this time again. Period. That would have been it. That would have been end of story. So even if they were successful one night, you're telling me that they were going to try to do it again the next night? That doesn't make sense to me. Like I said, who gave out the memo? Who encouraged these youngsters, as my brother just said a second ago, youngsters? Who told these youngsters that it would be okay to hop the fence? Thousands of them. And if we do it as a group, they can't stop all of us. I mean, it's hella smart, but it's stupid. Right? You bum rush. They can't stop all y'all at the same time. They can maybe grab one, but that ain't everybody. That's 1 out of 1,000 people crushing through the fences. Does that make sense? Man, some selfish people up in this piece, y'all. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating. And like I said, I want to show you footage, but I can't show you this footage because it does show it is fairly graphic. And the platforms, this platform and all that, they're really watching things that are being said and shown. Especially these are people who are no longer here, that are trying to resuscitate in the middle of the streets, or in the middle of these crowds, as people are crushing and pushing each other and all that. All right. But we got to continue on because there's more to this. So wait, hold on. Oops. Let me make sure I need to make sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to show you this one small clip. I mean, this is a small thing. Travis Scott is doing his thing. I can't play the music because the music obviously is, copyright stuff, but I can at least show you the video right quick. So Travis Scott is up here doing his thing, and there's a kid who just drops and starts having a seizure in the middle of the show. Literally. Out of nowhere. Take a look. Travis Scott is doing his thing. Suddenly, camera pans over. Boom. Dude, full-on seizure in the middle of the crowd. That is a small snippet because I can't show you the other ones because they're fairly graphic. I got to be very, very careful with that. But there are literally people who are out here in the middle of the crowd, on the ground, black and blue, just lifeless on the ground as security is trying to resuscitate. And it's sad. This is some very, very terrifying things. Like you can see it right here. You can kind of see it in these images here. But it's, like I said, this stuff should not have happened. Period. This stuff should not have happened. I'm going to go into the other piece that I have here. Because like I said, this is some terrifying-ish. And for those of y'all who are watching, I appreciate everybody who's watching right now. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. Send those likes past 200 likes. That would really mean a lot. I see about 350 of y'all watching on all platforms right now. So if you're watching here on YouTube or Twitch or Twitter or Facebook, please go follow, like, subscribe, all that stuff as well. That'd be greatly appreciated. Man, it's nuts. Hold on one second. Of course, we got some press conference stuff to talk about. And we do have some accounts that we want to cover here too. One second, guys. I had it, now it's gone. Gotta love when that happens. There it is. So I do have an interview with these two guys that were actually at the event. Then we're going to go into the whole thing of like, there's speculation that that there was a security guard that was actually pricked in the neck injected with some sort of drug. We don't know if that's entirely true or not, but we are going to take a look at that here in a second. But this says dead bodies in front of us. AstroWorld concert goers describe stampede scene. So let's take a look at this. And this is a pretty good account, I think, of just the explanation of the energy and what was going on during this stampede. Let's take a look.
We have two people who were at that concert last night, and they can tell us what they witnessed. Timothy Perez and Joseph Gonzalez both joining us now. So, Timothy, I'll start with you. When did you realize something was wrong?
Honestly, I started realizing it when SZA's concert was over with. Everybody started heading towards our stage, and as soon as the music started jumping, that's when everybody just started pushing in, and everybody was just so squeezing into us. We couldn't even move. We were like this the whole time. You literally, when you would move, you couldn't move, like I mentioned, and you just really felt like a frozen. You were just frozen. You just stood there.
And Joe, what did you see? What did you do? What did you see happening around you? And where exactly were y'all in the crowd as compared to the stage?
As far as the stage, we're at the very front. Not the very front, but we held the rail. And like he said, as soon as the concert started, the concert goers, they just pushed. And from what we seen, we actually experienced, we couldn't breathe. And we had security at the rail. And for whatever reason, they were not helping us at all. They were uncooperative. They didn't want to pull nobody out.
Did you say something to security? Did you say, I'm being squeezed, people are pushing, what's going on, I need help? Did you say something to security at that point, Joe?
Had a whole section screaming help, help, and nobody was doing nothing. They, like I said, for whatever reason, they didn't want to help. And I don't know if it was because they were streaming live or whatever the case was, but there was passed out bodies just being held up because it was so compact, and like the deaths there were deaths right in front of us, and they weren't helping at all.
I'm sorry, did you say what was in front of you?
Like dead bodies in front of us.
Timothy, I mean, that is just so horrible. Timothy, did Travis Scott stop performing as soon as people started running and crushing the stage?
Yes, he did stop at a point. He made sure the car was okay and everything. But then after that, he just started going back at it. And then more unconscious bodies happened. And we were just trying to fight for our way out. That was honestly it. It was tragic. It was unexpected. It was scary. A frightening experience.
So how did you get out of there, Timothy? I mean, how did y'all get from that crush that's pushing you up towards the barricades right there by the stage?
At first, we were all together as a group. That was our plan. We were going to stay together. We ended up separating equally and individually, separate ways. I didn't know which way they headed. I pushed my way towards the back. I ended up in the back of the railing by the VIP section. As soon as I touched the railing, I told the people behind me, I said, please get me out. Please get me out. So they helped me lift my body over. And I just jumped over on the floor. And then I ended up seeing my other friends out there, and we all ended up safe at the last minute.
Joe, what time did y'all get to the concert? And what was happening? Was everything calm when you got there? What'd you see?
So we ended up getting there pretty early, around 6, 7 a.m. And around 9 o'clock, that's when they had a COVID check, and people rushed past that. When the gates opened around 10 o'clock, it was kind of hectic. People wanted, merchandise, and it was pretty calm throughout the day. And then as soon as 9 o'clock hit, that's when everybody just pushed forward, and like I said, it got real compact.
Here it is, though. So there was a checkpoint to make sure that whoever was walking in was, either up to date or didn't have what we've been dodging for the past almost 2 years now, right? And people were busting through that, passing through that, pushing past that. This is how chaotic this had already begun. See, that's the thing, though. When you start hearing that things are going to be, I keep wondering, did anybody inform Travis Scott? Or did anybody inform Travis Scott's team? Because clearly, it's not like he's going to be able to do anything about it, right? But if his team is involved, couldn't his team been able to go and get in front of this, basically saying, hey, we need to make sure that people are safe, so on and so forth, or we're going to hold back, or we're going to pause on this event, or until, pause on Travis Scott performing until we have order in this situation, instead of just pushing forward and just keep doing what they have been doing. I mean, to me, I feel like there could have been things that could have been done to prevent more bad things from happening. Once one bad thing happened, in the very beginning, that should have been solved. That part should have been taken care of before they started anything else. Because here's the thing, you got to remember, anyone could have bust through those gates. Somebody who is an avid fan, or someone who absolutely loathes Travis Scott. There was no security checking them. Those guys could have been running in there with weapons, illegal drugs, so on and so forth, which some serious amounts of illegal drugs in the area. I mean, it is a concert. What else is new? But at the same time, all the bad people that were in there bust right through without getting patted down to make sure they didn't have a piece on them or anything like that. They bust through all that crap. Anybody could have been out there. Anybody.
That's when everything happened. And for us getting out, honestly, it was luck. It was by the grace of God that we got out, because there was no telling if we would get out or not.
Well, thank God you got out there. Timothy, one last question for you, and I'm not suggesting that either one of you took drugs. There are reports that there was drugs being passed around or taken, or it was definitely prevalent at the concert there. Do you know anything about that? Did you hear about it? Did you witness anyone taking drugs?
No, ma'am. I wasn't even worried about that at the moment. I was just trying to fight for my life to get out. That was just honestly it.
And Joe, final word from you. How do you feel today, right now?
It's shocking. I've been to the past two festivals. I've seen Travis Scott more times I can count on my hand. This by far was the worst one I've been a part of. It's sad because I have friends of friends who know people who passed away, and just to know that this happened in our city, it's shocking. It's sad. So really no words to express myself.
Well, I am really sorry for the loss of your friends, and sorry for all the parents who lost children. And I'm glad that you two are safe. Be careful. Timothy Perez, Joseph Gonzalez, thank you for joining us. Under these circumstances. You guys be careful, okay?
For a fact, there was all kinds of drugs. For a fact, these two were probably high as hell. For a fact, come on, it's a concert. They went to go see Travis Scott. You tell me they weren't half cocked on something? Come on now. They knew something else that was going on, but I'm sure they weren't looking for the harder stuff. Maybe they were on the harder stuff. We don't know their lifestyle, but this is a concert series. Of course, there's going to be drugs. It comes with the territory, y'all. Are we even surprised about that? I think not. Okay? I think not. Let's be real. It's a music festival. What comes with a music festival? Drugs. What else is new? Right? Binge drinking and all the other things as well. Partying nonstop, not sleeping for 2 days straight. That's the whole purpose of having those festivals anyway, right? Just saying. Joy Peace, yeah, high to the sky, high as hell. So of course they're going to sit there and go, I don't know anything. I don't know what was going on, ma'am. All I cared about is my well-being and trying to get out of there because it was terrifying. Yes, you're going to have a sobering moment when you're getting crushed to death. You're going to sober up real quick. I don't care how good the drugs are. You're going to wake up and go, oh my God, I'm about to die. Fight or flight starts to kick in. Survival mode kicks in. Real talk. A question like, was there drug? I understand that there was drugs there. Were there drugs there? Of course there were drugs there. It's a musical festival, baby. It survives off of drugs. Let's keep it real. Drugs and booze. Let's be real. It's a Travis Scott concert. This was not like they were going and seeing, I don't know. I'm trying to think of it's not like they went to go see a Christian rock band or something, right? Just saying. Where all they're doing is reading the Bible and drinking Perrier. You know what I mean? And singing, "Our God is an awesome God." You know what I mean? They're not doing that. They're drinking, they're partying, they're getting stupid, and they're having a grand old time. And they're breaking a lot of rules in the meantime. That's what's going on here. Okay? Now, we got to go into this the part of the story that I found very, very interesting as well. The speculations of a security officer getting pricked in the neck with something. So let me get that really quick. And then we do also have a video from Travis Scott himself talking about this information and, just him reacting to the news of what he witnessed with his own two eyes as well. Okay. Let's see here. I hate this thing. I hate Daily Mail and all its. But we got to keep them moving. Okay. So, cops reveal crazed man injected victim with opioids before stampede that killed 8 at Travis Scott concert. Slam organizers of AstroWorld Festival for taking 40 minutes to stop it, and say youngest victim was 14 years old. Now they say the youngest victim is 14. I've heard 10, but you never know. Okay, we've been hearing all kinds of different things, but they're saying that one of the narratives was that some individual was injecting other people with drugs. So somebody was running around apparently and just pricking people with a syringe with drugs in the syringe. One of these people was a security guard. Okay. So he was reaching over to restrain. Oh, sorry, blah, blah, blah. He was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen. He felt a prick on his neck. That's what the security guard was saying. He went unconscious. Then they administered Narcan from what the chief of police, Officer Troy Finer said, or Chief Finer said. Okay. Of course, there's been disturbing videos from the concert showing people lying unconscious in the middle of the crowd as officers and emergency personnel perform CPR while others were seen begging concert staff for help. I mean, literally, people are screaming like crazy, going, "Please help us! Stop the show, stop the concert!" Right? Scott's pregnant girlfriend, Kylie Jenner, shared a video panning the audience to her Instagram story, which showed an emergency vehicle trying to make its way through the crowd. 17 people were taken to hospitals, with 11 of those in cardiac arrest out of a crowd of 50,000. The 2-day event was sold out after being canceled last year due to the vid. Hours before the deadly crush at 2 p.m., hundreds of people, all right, who did not appear to have tickets, obviously, stormed the event's VIP entrance around yet the stampede did not appear to be related to the surge. Okay. And then police are reportedly working on it to identify the victims, who are awaiting the medical examiner's investigation to determine a cause of death, because there's been several people. Obviously, they said 8 people who are now perished, that have now perished. But hundreds of people have been injured due to this crush. Now, I'm hoping that there is the press conference in here, so I don't have to find it. Yes, there is. Thank you. Good. Yes.
Good evening, everyone.
Okay, let me pull this up so we can all look at this. This is Chief Finer saying it out of his own mouth about the victims and this person who literally was getting injected, this cop or this security guard that was injected with opioids at this concert. Let's take a look.
Good evening, everyone. Mayor said it. We want to Nobody is everybody. We want to send condolences to the family. Nobody is everybody's hurting. Our police department, our fire department, all our citizens. Nobody's hurting more than the family members. And our prayers go out to them. And I ask the whole nation, because I know it's other news media here, not just local, to pray for the family. I want to go over a few things. Last night, I put out some numbers in terms of security, police officers and private security. I gave the number of 367 police officers. That number was the number that we had assigned for the evening shift. We actually had 528 because we held over day shift officers. Live Nation has just reported to us that they had 755 security officers. A lot of security out there. But as everyone is saying, we leave no stones unturned. This has not happened to us ever in Houston since I've been a police officer. And we take pride of it. And we're going to get down to the bottom. A lot of narratives out there right now. A lot of them on social media and even last night. I think that all of us need to be respectful of the families and make sure that we follow the facts and the evidence. And that's what we're trying to do here in the Houston Police Department. I will tell you, one of the narratives was that some individual was injecting other people with drugs. We do have a report of a security officer, according to the medical staff that was out and treated him last night, that he was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck. When he was examined, he went unconscious. They administered Narcan. He was revived, and the medical staff did notice a prick that was similar to a prick that you would get if somebody's trying to inject. That is one part of it. The other thing that's very important, there were some individuals that were trampled, and we want to be respectful of that. But we just ask that y'all give us time to do a proper investigation. Live Nation has stated from the very beginning that they would cooperate. They're going to give us the video sometime this evening. I spoke to my commander in homicide. So we're waiting to get that. That's going to help us. But I also want to call out to the community, kids and young individuals that was out there. If you've seen something, say something. This is now a criminal investigation.
Just so you know, the security guard did not die. That was my bad. Let me correct that. He did not die. It seemed as if he OD'd. They were able to revive him with Narcan. And so now he is alive. He is okay. He's alive and kicking. That's why he was able to tell the story of he was trying to help out. He was trying to stop the craziness from happening. And somebody just literally jabbed him in the neck with a syringe filled with opioids. And I'm thinking that there were some other people that were having the same reaction before the stampede even happened, because there were other people that were ODing in the crowd as well. Could it have been from the same dude that was running around with this syringe filled with opioids? That's what I'd like to know. But let's continue.
That's going to involve our homicide division as well as narcotics. And we're going to get down to the bottom of it. I just want to thank Live Nation and everybody else out there. There was cooperation. I also want to say thanks to our police officers. A lot of them administered CPR. Executive Chief Larry Satterwhite was out there. And something that was important, and the mayor just said it, but I want to hit it again. 9:30, right there. That's when a few people started going down. Our people stepped up and immediately went to the producers and told them, hey, people are going down. This show ended at 10:10 p.m. So I just want to acknowledge that. As far as arrests last night, 25 arrests, 23 of those 25 were trespassing. 1 possession of marijuana and 1 public intoxication. So we'll just open it up for questions after Chief Pena. Go ahead.
So real quick, I want to pull back a little bit because there was some numbers that he was saying in the very beginning about how many security guards and how many police were there. I just wanted to hear that one last time. Apparently, there was thousands upon thousands and thousands and thousands of people at this concert. But I just wanted to hear this little piece in the very beginning. 1 second.
We want to send condolences to, as everybody's hurting, our police department, our fire department, all our citizens. Nobody's hurting more than the family members. And our prayers go out to them. And I ask the whole nation, because I know it's other news media here, not just local, to pray for the family. I want to go over a few things. Last night, I put out some numbers in terms of security, police officers and private security. I gave the number of 367 police officers. That number was the number that we had assigned for the evening shift. We actually had 528 because we held over day shift officers.
528 cops.
Live Nation has just reported to us that they had 755 security officers.
755 security officers on top of the 526 cops. And they had thousands and thousands and thousands of people at that place. Was that enough or no? That is a question we're going to have to think about. For real. That is a question that we're going to have to think about. But like I said, there were so many things going on. Obviously, they tried to explain to Travis Scott's people, the producers of the actual concert, what was going on. It took them a while for them to actually shut things down. But, it's hard to get the word out there to other people, especially when you're running a show. Now, here's the other thing, though, too, because there's of course, people that feel some type of way about how Travis Scott didn't really react to what's up. You know what I mean? And, the Pioneer saying that this situation is, that amount of cops is more than enough. And you may be right. You may be 110% right, bruh. That's a lot of 5-0. That's a lot of muscle in one area. But when you got people that are bum rushing the area, because let's just say this, okay? If that's more than enough security and more than enough security and 5-0 in the same place at the same time, over 1,000 types of enforcement, right? Some level of security is there, right? Security muscle. But then you see these people bum rushing the VIP gates so that they can be at this concert. It kind of tells you maybe that was not more than enough. Because where were all those cops when that area was breached? Right? Just saying, you got to keep it like a fortress. You got to keep that stuff tight like a fortress. So why were they able to infiltrate through that area successfully? Thousands of people bum rushed that area, and they were successful. They weren't able to stop any of that. So if there's over 1,000 variations of security in there, where were they then? Where were they at? Just saying. We got to think about those things. All right. Please be sure to hit that like button down below. I see almost 500 people watching the show right now. Good evening to all you guys. Good evening. Happy Saturday. I know, I have not done a Saturday late show like this in a while, but you know what? I had to jump on and talk about this. So for those of y'all who do, are watching this for the very first time and have not seen this show ever before, welcome to the Pascal Show. Please crush that subscribe button, annihilate it, destroy it, etc. That would really, really mean a lot to me. And of course, I'm going to say it again one last time. Well, I'm going to say it a lot more times than just one last time, but I'm going to say it again right now. Hit that like button down below. Send those likes past 300 likes. That would really mean a lot to me. Okay. Now, we do have a video now, Travis Scott has said a bunch of stuff, right? He has made public announcements and public statements regarding this whole situation. But recently he did a video. I mean, this is maybe an hour old. So he just put this out just a little bit ago. We're going to look at it for the very first time. You, me, and all of us watching this show right now.
My fans
watch this together. But like I said, some people were sitting there going, well, his statements were very lackluster. He could have shown a little bit more heart, like he cared, or like he could have just said, hey, yo, He could have stopped the concert a long time ago, but he knew. Some people are saying he knew what was going on. He saw the stampede. He knew exactly that people were dying, so on and so forth. And I don't think that he did know. I think that he was in his thing. He was doing his job. He was doing what he was contractually obligated to do, which was to do a show. I'm sure he was resting on his belief that the security and law enforcement were going to do their job and help people if they needed help. But at the same time, I think there's a lot that was unfolding in front of him that he didn't know until he knew. Does that make sense? And maybe it was too little too late, but at the same time, I don't think he was purposely trying to see people die in front of him. I just think that's morbid as hell. Okay? And Caesar, yes, AstroWorld literally is his show. It is his festival that he puts together. He and his team put together. So the thing is he has people doing other jobs so he can be up there to entertain. He has his music. He has his, his albums and stuff like that. He has to perform. That is his job. There's all these other people that put together that event, that help him put together that event, that are also responsible for all those lives that were lost that last night. Real talk. It's not only just him, it's everybody else as well that's involved with this whole thing, putting this whole thing together. They should have bulked up their security. They should have known better. But let's take a look at this particular video. This is Travis Scott just recently saying his thing. Let's take a listen to this, shall we?
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. We're actually working right now to identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time. My fans really mean the world to me, and I always just really want to leave them with a positive experience. And anytime I can make out, anything that's going on, I stop the show and, help them get the help they need, I could just never imagine the severity of the situation. We've been working closely with everyone to just try to get to the bottom of this. The City of Houston, HPD, Fire Department, everyone to help us figure this out. So if you have any information, please just contact your local authorities. Everybody continue to just keep your prayers. I mean, I'm honestly just devastated, and I could never imagine anything like this just happening. I'm gonna do everything I can to keep you guys updated and just keep you guys informed on what's going on. I love you all.
This, I feel, to me, I don't want to say, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I think he should have just kept with just putting out tweets, because this does not feel like he's really genuinely feeling bad about this situation. That's what it feels like. I don't think he really, it seems like he doesn't care, or it seems like he's not emotionally attached to the situation. Like it hasn't fully sunk in that he's responsible for these people's lives that were lost, that these people were at his concert watching him perform. And he could have, as somebody just said, he could have said, hey, whoa, 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 whoa. Cut the music, turn on the lights. Everyone chill out. Everyone, I need everybody to step backwards. Step backwards, everybody. One step backwards, all the way in the back. All y'all, step backwards, back off. He could have done that too. When he realized things were going down, he could have done that. He could have. But this is weird. You see what I'm saying? Somebody said Pirates, Alex said he's not owning it. Yeah. Live and Learn said this also happened on November 9th, 2019. I mean, if that really did happen, then that really happened again. But you see what I'm saying? It almost seems like he doesn't really care. it almost seems more frustration than actual like, oh my God, we lost all these people. This is such a damn shame. Does that make sense? It does. It doesn't. It feels like he's phoning this in. You know what I'm saying? This whole, oh God, I'm distraught. And so, oh my God, people died in my concert. Fiddlesticks. That's the kind of vibe I'm seeing from him right now. He should have just stayed with his whole, just putting out tweets and saying, thinking about you guys, thoughts and prayers. I mean, you know, I don't personally know Travis Scott, obviously. I don't know if he's an emotional dude or not, right? Some people are very stoic when it comes to situations. Some people do not wear their heart on the sleeve. Some people are not emotional people. Some people are very, very just, they got a poker face all the time, right? But to me, this is like a little forced. A little forced, like, oh God, I got to act like I'm so upset right now. Yes, Tyler Hackner, I said fiddlesticks. I did. You know what I'm saying? Curses. Blast. You know what I'm saying? It just seems a little, Shay, you're right. Where's his PR firm or his PR team? The PR team should be getting in front of this, not him. If he's going to be like this, he needs to immediately take this video down, in my personal opinion, and step behind and stay behind his PR team and stay behind his tweets until he actually can really talk about this like he really does give a damn. But in my personal opinion, this seems forced as hell. The Pioneer. Rats. You see what I'm saying? Curses. You see what I'm saying? All sugar. Right? Kenny, you're right. No, not a tear in his eye, nothing. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's almost as if he's not fully connected to his fans. He's not fully connected to what actually happened on the stage or happened off stage in front of him. He could also be very high right now, trying to mask his emotions, trying to mask the situation that, that has transpired in front of him, because that's pretty heavy, hearing that people have died. A child at the age of 10 was hospitalized and is being treated right now. I mean, that's a lot. But at the same time, doesn't seem... You're right, live and learn. It's black and white edited too. That's kind of funny too. It's like it's like a French film, Désolé, fin. You see what I'm saying? But so it does have a little bit of that vibe too, It does. Just a little bit. But like I said, all of this that has happened as of recently, this is crazy. Crazy and heartbreaking stuff. I mean, there are people out here that are feeling some type of way, as they should be feeling some type of way about this. Some people think that he didn't step up when he was supposed to step up. And I'll say this. I think he found out when he found out, and he did what he could do at the moment that he found out. You see what I'm saying? He tried to do what he could do, but he can't control everybody. I'll say that. But then at the same time, he can't control everybody, but he sure as hell could have done a little bit more to get people kind of, in here. And get some people safe. I'm going to open up the phone, not the phone lines, but the video chat line, because I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Okay, just for a quick minute, just for a little talk about this. All right. It is pinned to the top of the chat right now. I got a few more minutes. Love to hear your thoughts on this. But like I said, that is what we know. These are the pieces of information that we know so far about this whole Travis Scott AstroWorld disaster or tragedy that is happening, that is still unfolding. We still don't know everything as of yet. We only know bits and pieces. And of course, there's going to be more and more stories that are going to be popping out. There are a lot of different accounts from Twitter posts to live videos from other people that have talked about their experience being there boots on the ground, seeing all this stuff go down. There is something that I just recently retweeted of a person, actually is a very detailed account of what it felt like to be in the crowd, being crushed, right? And it's just terrifying. The thought of all of that is absolutely terrifying. But like I said, as time goes on, as more information comes out, we're going to learn more stuff. We got Live and Learn in the house. What's up?
Hey, what's up?
What's good? Where you calling in from? Live and Learn?
Canada, Ontario.
Okay. What's up, man? Across the border. So what do you think about this, man? Speak on it.
This is some crazy shit, but what got me is that this is not the first time that this happened with Travis Scott at the AstroWorld Festival. This also happened in 2019. A stampede just like this, like the Lion King first scene, like Jumanji. It was just like this. It happened in 2019 on November, I think 8th or 9th. AstroWorld, Travis Scott, same shit.
Wow.
With that one.
So if he's done this before, like if this has happened before, why wouldn't they do everything they can to make sure that this is tight the next time around, right?
Yeah.
They made that mistake in 2019. If that is actually true, I need to Google that really quick. But if that is actually truly 100% true, why wouldn't they learn from their mistakes and grow from that? So I'm saying, and make a better, tighter system so that people aren't able to just bust through. Thousands of people bust through the VIP gate. How are they able to do that? And the thing I keep asking over and over again, and maybe somebody can answer this for me, is this: who told everybody to do that? Who told thousands of people to get together, go to the VIP gate, and bust through it? Who said that?
I don't know.
What forum? What website? You see what I'm saying? What TikTok? What YouTube? What Facebook? What Twitter? What chat forum?
What kind of secret cult? What kind of secret cult?
You know what I'm saying? What code did they? Woo! And then they just did it. Like what was the sign? How did they know any of that? That's insane.
I heard some people were paying about $400 per ticket to get in the gates before that whole shit happened. So people around the whole world were coming through. It wasn't a limited ticket, which I think needed to be done. You have to have a limit. Come on.
Right.
You're crazy.
So see what I'm saying? So some ain't right. I always say the math ain't mathing, but the math ain't mathing with this one. You know what I'm saying? How is that even happening? How was that even successfully happening? Because those were all different types of people, man. There was a shirtless Asian dude that ran through that thing, that piece. Like I said,
everybody could have had a gun. Anybody could have had a gun.
Facts. It was everybody. Well, obviously there was somebody running around with a syringe filled with opioids up in that piece, man.
Oh, there's definitely drugs.
So, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, who told what? Right? Kenny just said a flash mob. Yeah. Where did they go into? But even with a flash mob, you need to know where you're gonna go and flash with the mob. You feel me? You still need to know where they're gonna go. You see what I'm saying? So honestly, everybody and their mama knew about this rush. Like I said, there were little short girls to tall big ass black dudes to it was shirtless Asian dudes to it was everybody. Everybody knew about this. And I'm going, who?
It did look really coordinated because they all ran at one time. And you can see in the video the security kind of ducks to the left, and they kind of just let everybody. It was one wave, one big wave.
Because if you really think about it, what are they gonna do?
Yeah, they just see it coming.
When you see a wave of people like that, and you getting yeah, right, and you getting paid, it was like literally, it was like Independence Day. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's running away from the explosion, and you're sitting there going, "Well, this is beyond my pay grade." Like, man, I'm making enough just to buy some McDonald's later on today. Like, I'm not going to try to stop every single last person from trying to come into this.
Yeah.
Go have fun, kids. I mean, shoot, if I catch one, yay. If I don't, what am I going to do? You know what I mean?
The security guard's just in the video. He just took a seat on the side. He's just like watching everything. He's like, yeah, I don't get paid enough for this shit. Just sitting there on the side.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, hold on. I got somebody else in here. Hold on.
Okay, yeah.
No, you stick around. Hold on. You said 2019, right? November 2019. No, I'm just putting it down. just so I can see if I can find, because
yeah, there's a video.
Three people trampled outside AstroWorld Festival in 2019. So you aren't wrong. You are not wrong. We do have Let's Talk Truth. Let's Talk Truth. Can you hear us? They might be still trying to connect. Maybe that's what's going on. But here it is. Let me pull this up, because there it is. AstroWorld's 2019 festival saw 3 people trampled, hospitalized 2 years after festival's deadly stampede. Sorry. So 2 years before the deadly chaos, the one that we just saw, or we're talking about today, 3 people were trampled and hospitalized in 2019 after fans rushed the entrance of the Travis Scott annual festival in Houston. So it happened. It happened like the same thing. They bust through the doors. Just minutes before the gates were set to open, attendees climbed over barriers and raced towards the entrance of the venue, according to ABC 13. 3 people were injured in the subsequent stampede and transported to the Memorial Hermann with minor leg injuries. A video shared online by Scott, whose real name, no one cares about that, shows the moment attendees busted down the barrier between them and the show. So this has happened before. You see what I'm saying? This has happened before. Like I said, wouldn't you learn from your mistakes and make it better? You don't make it worse. See, you make sure if it's 3 people that were trampled during a stampede, you make sure the next time you do a concert like AstroWorld, you make sure that there's 0 people that get trampled. This time you add hundreds of people getting hurt, injured, and you have 8 people that now are dead. That's worse than just being, having a few leg injuries. Them dead. It's death. Muerte. Okay? We got Luciano in the house. What's up?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Where you calling in from?
I am calling from Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much for calling in. What's on your mind? Speak on it.
Thank you for having me. I've been following this for the past 3 hours, and I just think more could have been done. He could have stopped the show, made room for the EMS. He makes too much money for the lack of security. It's not all his fault. It's a team effort.
Yes.
I think we should not forget that lives were lost. Kids are gone. And I personally am not buying the apology. I don't want tears. I don't want them to boo-hoo, but I don't know what I need, but I didn't get what I needed from that.
No, it was not enough, or it never will be enough. At the end of the day, there are kids, there are people who are dead. There are young teenagers, young kids, all the way up to adults that are no longer here. Eight individuals are no longer here. So no matter how many teary-eyed or non-teary-eyed videos you make, it's still not going to bring those people back. It's still not going to make everything all right. But you could roll up your sleeves and say, what can I do to make things better? I need to learn from this, and I need to push forward, because I still need to do, right? I still need to do my job, entertaining, making music, making people feel good, so on and so forth. And maybe it's like, I love this festival. Maybe it's because it's one of the highest grossing things that he has every single year, that he knows for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, he's walking away with several bags. Even if it's a financial thing, you have to make sure that the business is running sound. You get on the thing, you get on the phone, you get in front of this, you make your apologies, and you make it better, right? And maybe you do something, you donate, or you get involved with an organization, or raise money for those families that lost their children, their loved ones during this concert. You do something other than, oh man, I'm just gonna rub my eyes or rub my forehead and put it in a black and white, French film type of thing, and oh, lo siento, I'm so sorry about what I did. No, be proactive, bro.
I feel like it has Kris Jenner wrote all over it. Like, I feel like she pressured this guy to get in front of this. I feel like had it been up to him, he would have laid low a little bit longer. I feel like this has Kris Jenner wrote all over it, and it's just mind blowing. It's mind blowing.
I totally agree. Let me see if Let's Talk Truth is on. Is it working? Let's talk truth. Hey. Still not working. We had somebody else on here, but they just disappeared. Oh, there it is. Lauren C. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm very good. Where are you calling in from?
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. We got two from the South. Okay. Thank you so much for calling in. From Dallas, Texas. So what's on your mind? Speak on it. What are your thoughts on this?
So I go to festivals and concerts a lot.
Okay.
So I'm coming at this from different perspectives. So on one hand, right, like I've had a similar experience than this, not necessarily someone died, like that didn't happen, but I was at the Roots picnic, I think it was 2019 or 2019, and there was basically someone either got shot or stabbed or something, and it started a stampede. And people were running and screaming and everything like that. So, when it comes to those events, there's thousands of people there. And it really doesn't matter how much security you have. The presence is really not that seen. So you can have one security guard for every 100 people. And that person's gonna get swallowed up in a crowd, right? They had over 700 security officers and like another 400 cops there. So that, so if you would think about that, you're like, okay, that's about, let's say 1,200 people, security people. But you have 50,000 people that showed up that we know that were attended for, not including the maybe 1,000 people who rushed in. So I don't think that, they did increase security, and that the mayor did come out and say that in the press conference today, that they did increase security based on the 2019 incident. Last time there was only, I think, 700 personnel in total, and this time they pretty much doubled it for this year. So they were trying to make changes. But you just have to realize is that another thing is that when you go to these music festivals and stuff, I don't want to be that millennial, but it is the age group of who's cutting up and acting a fool. So, I've literally been in, like I said, I go to festivals all the time, Rolling Loud. I go all over. And literally, I've been in a crowd of 40, 50,000 people and not seen one fight break out. But when you get some teenagers in the corner, they're unsupervised, they get hyped up, they start raging or whatever. And then before you know it, everybody starts jumping in, other teenagers jump in. And then you have, a mosh pit that's literally out of control. And these children are just they're more excited the fact that, hey, it's COVID. I'm finally getting out. I'm finally getting to see Travis Scott. It's been 2 years and I'm out and my parents aren't here and it's a concert. Woohoo. Yeah. And these kids are not thinking about mortality. They're not thinking about death. They're kids. They're not thinking about when someone falls, hey, I need to help them. A lot of them are just, living the moment. So, right. I think I think that, when it comes to certain events, there needs to be age restrictions that,
I was just gonna say
over
that.
18, older. Nowadays, if you go to like a small venue concert, it's going to be 21 and up for the most part. You got to be able to at least drink to get in. So I think that we need to have some age restrictions, because I noticed that it's like the younger people at these festivals are the ones who really who cut up. Not so much the older people. We're really trying to, the older people are really just trying to I spent all this money, not my parents' money, but I spent all this money to watch a good show, and I don't want to be smushed up or uncomfortable while doing so.
And you're not right. You're not right. You're not right. I mean, you are not wrong with your thoughts here. I feel like there are some certain levels of criteria or certain rules that should be implemented at certain concerts. But I do think it all boils down to having the proper amount of security and making sure that security is tight. When we looked at those videos of those people, the stampede of people running through, where was security? There was not one.
Yeah, they talked about that. They talked about that in the press conference. So those fences, NRG Stadium, they have like 2 level of fences. Mm-hmm. The fence that they used in 2019,
can you hear me?
I think was like a 12-foot fence. The fence that they used this time was like a 16-foot fence. So they actually used higher fences. I think that they just, I just think that they just didn't realize that the type of crowd they were coming in was a bunch of teenagers.
Right.
And then, and then also you have to think of, a lot of people follow their leader. And going back to Travis Scott, the concert, this incident started at 9:30 because I know people who were there. It started at 9:30, like 9:25, 9:20-ish is when it really started to get rambunctious. 9:30 was when people started passing out. The concert didn't end until 8:10. That's 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's 40 minutes of people getting crushed and people getting people ODing and people getting high.
That's a whole set.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
how it
concert
started,
set.
right?
When
That's
you
a
go
lot
to
of
a
songs.
concert, the main stage holder typically is on stage for 45 minutes to an hour max. So for him to be on stage for 40 minutes, he basically performed his whole set.
You want to know what the other thought I was having in my mind before I throw it over to Let's Talk Truth. And Lauren C., thank you so much for the comments. I feel like he was trying to obligate or keep to his contractual agreement that he was kind of like, well, shoot, I got to do this. If I don't do this, I don't get paid. So let me get these 8 songs in really quick. You know what I'm saying? If it's 40 minutes, let me get these 8 songs in real quick. Let's knock this B out real quick.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That could have been it too. He's like, no. I still got to get Drake out here. Hold up. Yeah, I know. Security going to take care of this, but I got to get Drake out here real quick. And then, then all of a sudden it's sicko world and everyone going nuts and making the situation even worse. You also got to remember this too. I don't know about you guys before I throw it over to Let's Talk Truth. And thank you so much for being here, brother. But here it is. I've noticed this too. We all have gone to a concert or two, right? And as soon as your favorite artist comes onto the stage, that's when everyone starts blazing.
Oh, yeah.
That's when you go, I smell the marijuana in the air. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm getting the contact high because everyone suddenly wants to get high. Listen, getting high with their artist right there in front of them. Go, yeah, I'm smoking that loud, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I feel like that was going on too. So everyone's like, let's pop the pill. Let's inject this thing. Let's smoke this ish, whatever. And that's when all hell broke loose because they wanted to get high while listening to, listening to Travis Scott himself live. You know what I'm saying? But Let's Talk Truth. What's up, man? Where you calling in from?
Denver, Colorado. Hello, everybody.
Denver, Colorado.
Denver, hello.
Denver, okay. Rocky Mountain High, something like that. Okay, anyway.
That's right. Mile High 5280.
There we go. So what you think, man? What's on your mind on this? Speak on it.
Kevin Gates was just here in Colorado. I don't go to concerts. I stay away from those kind of places because I'm aware of these type of things before they even take place. My wife, she crazy about concerts. She like to go to them. I allowed her to talk me into going into a concert that we had here in Red Rocks where En Vogue was here, Common, and Lauryn Hill. And the only reason why I went was because of those names. I'm 48 years old, so I'm not about to go to a concert where there's going to be a bunch of young people and all of the things that you just got through talking about. Like Travis Scott, he was, to me, he was doing everything you said he was doing. He had to stick to the contract. Well, Kevin Gates was just here, and I was concerned about my wife, and she went to that concert. I didn't go with her. She kept asking me to go with her. She wanted me to go so bad, and I wouldn't go. But I still went to check on her. And while I was outside with another husband, mind you, I'm a husband. While I was outside with another husband waiting, I found out he's checking on his wife too. The ambulance came several times. They was taking people away because the people was passing out. There were people who left out of the building because it was too hot in there. And every time the ambulance came, they went in with a gurney. They came out with a body. Only 2 times they came and they went in with a gurney and came back out with just the gurney. There were people exiting Kevin Gates' concert and they were saying, man, it's too hot in there. I ain't going back in there. It's too hot. You can't breathe in there. You got a combination of things going on. And even at the Kevin Gates concert, they had to take the COVID test. Well, we all know you can catch the COVID a second time. So you know, I just felt like it wasn't smart, but I wasn't gonna. I'm not the type of man to try to control his wife. My wife, she makes some pretty good decisions, and I didn't think she was, you know, I wasn't gonna fight with her, go back and forth with her. She knew I didn't want her to go. You know what I'm saying? So she went to that concert, and a lot of the things that took place at Travis Scott concert, that also at these things that took place at Kevin Gates concert, it happened at Travis Scott concert, but they escalated.
Yeah.
So you got polices out there, barricades out there. Hold on. There were also people I'm seeing where it said that a security guard was injected or something like that. And they were out there. There were people out there trying to pay the security guard to let him in. I saw one person pay the security guard, and the security guard let him in. And he didn't have a ticket. So I'm not surprised that this happened, because I saw what happened. I pulled my wife to the living room. I pulled our 3 children into the living room. And because when she came home, we talked about it. But I kept trying to tell her I don't go from safe places to unsafe places.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I don't do. And now that, you know, all of this is taking place, I'm glad my wife is able to see it, because I don't think she'll probably be going back to any more concerts. And I hope she don't. But I don't think she'll be going back to any more concerts. Like I say, I don't go to concerts, and I agree with everything you have said. And, you know, I think these people need to do more evaluation and investigating on these buildings. Are you getting any air in these buildings? We also need to start talking about the capacity that these buildings are holding.
That's exactly what I was going to say right there. I mean, given the fact that AstroWorld was an outdoor event, I mean, the capacity can go on forever and ever and ever. But the thing is that there has to be some sort of control. The other thing is, too, a lot of artists nowadays, because let's be real, we've been locked up. Let's be real. All of us have been locked up. So we've been trying to scoop it back as much as we can, right? So you got Travis Scott, you got Kevin Gates, you got all these other artists that are probably going, we got to pack this mug. We need to stack as much as we can. So the more bodies that are in here, the better. And I do find it very funny that, you know, we live in a different time right now. Like,
that's right.
Even myself, I'm looking at places when things get a little too crowded. I'm going, man, this place is kind of crowded now. I don't want to get sick. Instantly, I'm thinking that, right? Doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if you're outside out on the side of a field or something like that. I'm instantly going, yo, this is kind of crowded. There's a lot of people. She coughing over here. He just sneezed. Like, come on now. You know what I'm saying?
But let us not forget he also has a charge for this.
That just that alone, you're not going to catch
it. Let's talk truth.
For inciting a riot.
Say that again, Luciano. Say it again one more time.
He also has a charge for inciting a riot a couple of years back. But now you take kids that are in the house from COVID, you take this guy who has a charge, which is a prior, which also matters, for inciting a riot. You take these hostile kids who've been locked up. That's a degree, that's a bad combination. It's terrible.
No, it's a
they've been in the house all day.
It's a recipe,
I mean,
for sure. But I do have Anastasia here. I'm sorry, she's been waiting quietly and patiently on the side. Anastasia, how you doing?
Hi, can you hear me?
Hello. Where are you calling in from?
Hello. I'm calling from Austin, Texas. But,
Austin, Texas.
Yeah. But I've lived half of my life in Russia and half of my life in Texas. So I'm sorry for my funny Russian Texan accent as a result. What's on
your mind? Speak on it.
Yeah, no. Well, first of all, I was going to say, I noticed from the chat room, it seems like you got a bunch of Russian ladies as your fans. Like, I was just going to say, because they sometimes like ask you to say a word or two in Russian or something. So, like, congratulations on the card.
Thank you. I said,
nice. Good job. Good job. I was gonna. But like on this whole situation, I was just gonna say that Live Nation, the promoter, I think they're Austin based. Like, it's a well-known company that's been around. Like, before the whole nation got to know about Live Nation. We've known about them for like so many years here in Austin. And I think they do have a record of like the first thing when I heard it was organized by Live Nation, I was not surprised, honestly, because they do have a record of like I was just reading right now before you announced me that they like one of the employees, he got his finger accidentally amputated while working on their events, and they paid like $4,000 in the settlement in 2011. And I'm like, he got his finger amputated, and Live Nation and like $1 billion company paid only $4,000 for that. Like, I mean, so they do have a record of negligent.
I mean, it sounds like, to me, Anastasia, it sounds like Travis Scott, because, you know, I've never been to a Travis Scott concert, but it seems like he does like chaos. He does like seeing people going crazy and letting, you know,
he does give off that Burning Man kind of vibe.
Right. It's like, oh, you're going to Coachella. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
Except people are going to get trampled and die. That's the only difference. And I think that's what he wants. He wants that experience, right? He wants to bring that vibe. Now, one thing, I got a couple super chats I want to throw in here. Mimi Valdez said, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. She says, there are cameras everywhere. Once they realized that people were passing out, Travis should have stopped the music and asked people to spread out. I do agree. I think that he really, like, you know, when you see, when you're hyping a crowd, you're getting people hyped, you're getting people all excited and stuff. I could see him getting really amped up and excited about just that energy, you know, receiving that kind of energy. But he has a responsibility. He has a very powerful device in his hand. It's called that microphone. It's him on that stage. He could have controlled the situation. That's why you are an MC, the master of ceremonies. You control the crowd. You control the situation. And you can have controlled chaos. You can. You most definitely can. But this one was like, okay, we're just gonna have full on anarchy and chaos. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's just like, I love the smell of napalm in the morning type ish. That's not the thing you want to do. You got a lot of children's lives on your hands, and now we just lost a bunch of them because of this negligence, because of this need to chase this dragon of chaos, right?
And like some people said in the chat room that maybe it's an opportunity for him to finally mature, because I don't know how old he is, but he seems to be pretty relatively young, right? Although like from his like response on Instagram, that I love your comedy about it, the whole like désolé, super like noir, you know, vibe, black and white, and it just like it seemed really insensitive.
Yes.
But I mean,
go ahead, Lauren.
I think there's something that, you know, I'm not sure of the panel who are really concert goers. So, because like when you go to a concert, people pass out. That is a normal thing. It happens all the time. You know, they have people like literally I've seen maybe I've seen with my own naked eyes, maybe 6 or 7 people at different concerts passing out somewhere in front of me. It happens. You're standing up for hours on end. You're waiting to get a good spot at the main stage. It's hot. People are around you. And then towards the end of the night, people's legs start to give out. Passing out happens. So, I mean, to Travis's defense, you know, if you see 1 or 2 people, because he did stop. There was 1 or 2 people who did pass out, and he did stop and say, hey, can you guys get this person? Hey, can you get that person?
He most definitely
I think that, you know, and, you know, this may be my profession because I'm a project manager. So this is like my profession. So I'm thinking about like all the different mechanisms that goes into play. Right. Travis is just a contractor, right? He is just contracted to perform. He did not set any of that up. He may have had like, you know, a say so as, yeah, I want to get an inflatable head for me every year, or I may want to have, you know, amusement rides, or I want to look like the old school AstroWorld. He may have a say. But when it comes to how everything is organized, who is in charge of security, who gets hired, who gets fired, he has no control over that. That goes with Live Nation. And to Anastasia's point, Live Nation is notorious for this. Like things like they
So Lauren C., let me stop you right there. I don't mean to interrupt you right there, but I love that what you just said, and I'm gonna add to it right here. Shout out to Lady Justice, because she just sent me a link to another article, and this revolves around Live Nation. So let me tell you this really quick, because it's going to back what you're about to say, Lauren C. AstroWorld's festival concert promoter has previous safety violations. So Live Nation, and I'm just going to do this one paragraph. Live Nation Entertainment, the largest live music promoter in the world, has been fined or sued for issues ranging from unruly crowds to equipment issues at various venues and concerts in the past decade, y'all. So even for the past 10 years, Live Nation has had issues like
we
this.
heard about it here in Austin.
Yeah, and we know about it in Dallas for sure. So
Exactly.
it's like like I said, I go to
Question.
concerts all the time. So when I see Live Nation come up, I pretty much already know what's gonna happen. Like I already know that the security is gonna be lax, so I can get whatever I want to get in.
Yeah.
Just being honest, I already know that if I want to bring a flask or whatever, I already know that there's certain things that I could do or can't bring when you go to a Live Nation event. They're all really about packing as many people or getting as many people there, and then to buy their products and services. Like their water is like $5 a thing for like a little water. That's what they try to do. They try to get as many people there.
Question: How sad? Oh. How sad do you have to be to choose between a black or white video or a color video? I'm just wondering.
Well, he's not sitting on the
curious,
floor,
like,
so he's
you're
not doing
so
the YouTube
sad
thing.
you have to choose between color or black and white. You're like, oh, boo-hoo, I'm so sad. What should I do this video in? Black or white or color?
Yeah, no, désolé. Let's talk truth. What's on your mind, brother?
I'm curious as to, so despite the fact that Travis Scott didn't plan any of that and he didn't set none of that up, can he be sued as well as the other people that can be sued for
I
what took
don't think
place?
so. I don't
No,
think so, unless he said something on the stage. Now, there's some tweets that he made that could get him in trouble. For example, he made a tweet yesterday morning or yesterday afternoon that said all the tickets were sold out, but I talked to some people and got some more tickets going, so we're gonna be in that thing. Let's get raging. So his phrase is raging. That's a term that he uses for kind of like what we, old school mosh pit, but they call it raging. So he made a tweet that said, "Let's go raging." Another thing that was that happened before the show that my cousin has in one of his snaps, which is kind of weird that no one's talking about it. Right on stage. So on stage, he did a countdown on the stage. So it's like a video countdown, 10-1. And then right when it said 1, it said, and it was like a red background with white writing, and the white writing kind of looked like Dr. Pepper can writing. And it said, "I'll meet you on the other side."
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
I just can't. I can't.
Hold on. But that could also mean something like, getting high. I mean, that literally could mean.
That could mean
but the
getting high. But
innuendo.
I'm just saying.
The innuendo of it all
that
is
was just
creepy.
kind of strange. It's kind of weird, right?
Right.
It's like I'm counting down to 10, and then I said, "I'll meet you on the other side," and then all chaos breaks loose, and then you stay on stage for 30 minutes after people have been. They were literally climbing the lights fixtures to get the cameraman to stop. And the thing about it is so that's a liability issue, because where's your walkie-talkie? That should have been a walkie-talkie to someone saying, "Hey, I'm getting reports here that people are getting injured. What do I need to do?" He didn't do nothing but tell the girl to move on, and he kept recording.
I just feel like
go ahead.
You have a microphone. You have the biggest microphone. Use it. You have a microphone.
That's the reason why I do feel like he could get personally sued for this whole situation. It is his name.
Right.
It is AstroWorld. This is not them. This is AstroWorld. He is AstroWorld. AstroWorld is him. So he is the one who runs. He's the one who runs all of this stuff. There are going to be people who are going to be showing these videos of him just rocking out while people are performing CPR, and he's standing there smiling, grinning. Where in the background there's another video. I can't show it unfortunately because of copyright stuff. But there's another video where they show over his shoulder to the crowd, and there are literally people screaming at him, "Stop!" and they're waving their arms like this, screaming, a whole group of people, and he's still not getting it. So in a way, yes, he could get sued. They're going to sue the pants off that ass.
But do y'all think
should get sued?
Do y'all think maybe he himself was?
I saw that.
that he didn't notice? Like maybe he himself was on something
He was
that he
on
didn't.
I think he was on a platform looking down.
He was on everything.
Yeah.
He was on everything.
was-
And
yeah.
honestly, there was a point where you are right.
He
There
had
was
the best seat in the house. Like,
yeah,
I
but there
can't believe he didn't see it.
Yes, there was a point that he did look down. Someone said it earlier, where he did say, "Hey, everybody, yo, hold up, this guy right here, he's passed out." So he was observant of things that were going on around him in the area, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like there's a certain level of where you are trying to connect with the people around you, right? You're trying to connect with the crowd. You're trying to connect with the people that you have, that are right there. Right? You're singing songs that you've done a million times over. So it's not like you're sitting there nervous, right? And internal and introverted, thinking about what the next line is. You already know your songs. So the entire time you're just vibing out with the crowd, probably high and drunk too, having a great time getting them lit as F too. So in my mind, I'm like, there's just no way he couldn't have seen all those people losing their minds and saying, "Hey, help us, stop. I don't know. He noticed one guy on the ground. Why didn't he see all these other people? It just seems a little weird to me. That's all.
Can you clarify something for me? I don't know if you've heard this, but I did hear on another site that the front part of the concert was not empty, but it was relatively empty. And I heard that he told them to come fill the front.
No.
I don't know if that's
every
true or not.
every photo I saw, that place was packed to the brim.
Yeah.
There is an ICU nurse. Yeah, from all sides. So there's an ICU nurse who passed out, and she did an interview with the news yesterday. Oh no, this morning, and she stated that she was 4 feet from the right. So in the middle, there's a walkway and there's guardrails. So she was in the very front. She said she was about 10 feet from the front and 4 feet from the side. So she was smack in the middle. She said that she said she literally passed out in the middle of the crowd, that she passed out but couldn't even fall to the ground. They were so smushed up. They had to windsurf her body, swag surf her body out to the side where she came to. And when she came to, she said that she was trying to help the quote unquote medics, and half of them didn't know how to check a pulse. She was literally telling them, instructing them on what to do. And she said there was just so many people in the VIP area that were just passing out. They were purple and blue. So, but she stated that she was at the very front.
This infuriates me.
No, it's insane. You know what?
But she said that she was in the front from
I'm so mad.
You know what I love? You know what I love more?
Nobody
than
deserves this to be a show.
No one deserves that. But one thing that now I love Lauren C even more now, because she just said they swagged and surfed the person out the crowd. I love you, Lauren C.
They did. I mean, that's basically what they had to do because they were so close.
They had to get him out. Let's talk truth real quick. I've got a couple other people I want to hop on here. What did you want to say? Let's talk truth.
If I was Travis Scott, when they first brought it to my attention that I had a situation on my hand that somebody had passed out, I would have stopped the show just to make sure that my fans and the people was taken care of. And after we got that fixed, I'd have cranked the show back up.
Exactly.
But now that he didn't stop the show and he decided to keep going, he had knowledge, and he willingly and knowingly continued on. So I believe he's gonna be dealt with because he kept going when he should have stopped. That's all I want to say.
I appreciate you, man. Information Man Show. What's up, man? How you doing, my brother? What's on your mind? Speak on it.
Hey, I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me on, and thank you to all the guests and everyone in the chat room as well. What I'm going to say is not going to be pretty. I did a little research. This has been going on for a long time at this particular concert, this AstroWorld. I mean, in 1979, 11 deaths. You had the Who. You had in 89, have you forgotten the deaths that happened in 89, which was about 100 deaths? And the one in 79 was at Cincinnati, Ohio. So these things have been going on I'm 52 years old, I'll be 52 just next week officially. This has been going on for a long time because of the crowd, and the crowd gets hyped off of these artists. When you do the research, Travis Scott, what is he known for? In his concerts, he is known for creating a chaotic environment, hype everybody up, be rebellious. That's what he's been known for. So what happens is when you engage in this type of, I call it dysfunction. I mean, I'm an old dude. Yeah, people go to concert and have fun, but this dysfunction of I'm going to be rebellious, it creates, and he's not the inventor of this. Rock and rollers do this shit. I lived through the era of punk rock and all that kind of stuff. I saw people were doing the same stuff, and they said with Travis Scott in his concerts, he brings back this type of energy in his crowd of people thumping themselves against each other and what have you. It's a recipe for a disaster. And because he sort of fused the fan base with this sort of energy himself in the way his concerts are, it actually was a recipe, unfortunately, for this sort of thing to happen. So what I would say in my conclusion here is, unfortunately, Travis Scott, along with security and everybody that was involved in this concert, they are the blame for this. The people, the young kids that were at that concert, of course, they have to be given blame. But when you put people together like this with liquor, drugs, and smokes and whatever, and then you got an artist that everyone's looking up to that's feeding into the frenzy of the crowd, and I get it because that's how concerts are sometimes. It's a recipe for disaster. So I say Travis Scott he owes a lot of responsibility for this. I saw his. To me, it was a fake outcry on his part.
That was a fugazi, bro.
It was fugazi. He was going all like this. It just didn't come off real, and it's unfortunate because he came out there to have a good time with his crowd. But if you look at how he operates his concerts, it was a crescendo that happened. That happened, and it was leading up to that because he was getting the crowd pushed into that type of style based on how he performs and the chaoticness of his concerts. So that's what I got to say about it, brother. It's crazy.
Lady Justice, hello, sweetheart.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
Just
doing
fine.
Good. Great to hear your voice. So what's on your mind? Speak on it.
Yeah, so I just wanted to actually speak to being on stage when you have like 50,000 people screaming and yelling. So I kind of have a twofold story. So when I was like 13 or 14, I danced. I got pulled from the crowd to dance on stage with Morris Day and the Times. I mean, it was like 30,000, 40,000 people. And the stage was elevated. But when I tell you, I could pinpoint people's voices who were calling my name and who were shouting very specific things. I can't say that Travis Scott could or could not hear them, but I'm going to assume a musician has really good ears. And I have an auditory processing disorder, and I could hear distinctive things coming from the crowd. So when I was listening to that one lady shrieking, I was like, there's no way that he missed that, because I've been on stage with that many people and could pick out screaming and yelling like that. The other thing I was just going to say is that I know that people on stage can hear, because at another show, at a festival, 98 Degrees was on, and I was in the front row, and the barricade had a nail screwed in backwards. And so when 98 Degrees came on stage, they were really popular at the time, the crowd had surged forward, and the nail actually went into my stomach. I still have a scar from the nail that went into my stomach. And I remember screaming and crying and screaming really loud. And I remember I shrieked, and it caught Nick Lachey, and he jerked. And he looked around and he kept looking. And then when he saw I was like screaming, he literally stopped the show. He asked the crowd to move back. So then the crowd all took 3 large steps back, and like all the men who were behind the women put their arms in between the woman and pushed their hands against the barricade, so that when the crowd started surging forward against the women who were against the barricade, the men took the brunt of the force. And so I'm saying that I know that artists do pay attention. I know that artists can scream, and I'm very thankful that the situation didn't get worse. But then even after that, after they performed, he walked back to the stage, he walked straight in front of me, and he said, "Sweetie, are you okay? Are you doing okay?" And I said, "Yes, I'm fine, thank you." So I'm saying there are artists out there that do care. And just knowing, having been on stage and being able to pick up distinctive things, I have a hard time believing that an artist with good ears, a musical artist that supposedly has good ears, did not hear that.
You see, that's the thing. I agree. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Because like the thing is like when your whole job is to be on stage and read, like, say 50,000 people's minds, read 50,000 people's energy, and keep that energy this on the same level as yours, then yes, you are watching every single last one of them. You may not be able to see the last person at the very last row all the way in the back, but you at least can see a good majority of people. If something's going on, you can see it. Unless you are high as hell or drunk as hell, or you are just so self-absorbed in your own ish, then you need to go and find some, you need to go sit down and have a conversation with yourself. You know what I mean? Amy, and also real quick before I throw it over to Amy, what was the song that Nick Lachey stopped in the middle of the thing when you got a nail in your stomach? You know what I mean?
I don't even remember what song, but I do remember it was the year that Mariah Carey, I think it was Joe, and they filmed their music video, Thank God I Found You, because they filmed it at that festival.
Oh,
so
I remember that one.
If you actually see the really opening shot where they pan, there's like, you can see me in the first part of the pan of the video.
Well, there
Wow.
you go.
I
That's
literally, it
what's
was like one of my favorite music videos at the time. Like, I learned English, I think, back in the day through that video and the song.
That's cool.
That's dope. But I think we lost Amy. But no, and so I do agree 110% with that whole thing. Like, I think it's extremely important that you are actually really connecting with your audience. That's your job. When you are on a stage and you are performing, you are the host, you are the MC, you are whatever. You are the one who's conducting the orchestra of this crowd. Whether you want them to cry, whether you want them to rage, whether you want them to be pumping their fists in the air and having a great time, that is up to you, and that is in your hands. That is the responsibility you have. But if you go, hey guys, we're going to go and get crazy, and we're going to rage tonight, and you start getting people to get to rage, yeah, the energy is going to be like that. Because here it is. The other part, because I think that a lot of people want to have that story of like, yo, man, I went to that Sky concert, man. I barely remember it, but it was the time of my life. I mean, I was just screaming. I ripped my shirt off. I don't know where my flip-flops are. I mean, it was the best night of my life. That's what I feel like Travis Scott is trying to get people to do. Rage, forget about the problems in their life.
Right.
Great old time, get blasted out of their minds, but wake up the next day to live to tell the tale, so that other people go, yo, my boy JoJo had a great time at the Travis Scott show last year. I need to go do that. That sounds lit. Next thing you know, you got thousands of people bum rushing the front of the VIP and stampeding and crushing 8 people to death.
But check this out. The reason why that could happen at his concert, because he is known for telling the crowd to bust across and get to the stage. I think he got in trouble at another concert he did where he had the crowd come up and bust through barriers that they weren't supposed to. And I think they were going to try to charge him. So what I'm saying is people feed off of the artist. If the artist says, throw your hands up in the air, what do people normally do? Throw their hands up in the air. You feed off the energy.
But could someone please clarify like at a more granular level, I guess, like the timeline of what had transpired? Because I'm honestly, like, to quote Pascal, the math in my mind still. I don't understand. Was it that the people started ODing first, and then somebody started passing out due to the stampeding that ensued that event? And
I can help you with that. So the concert is an all-day festival, right? So it started, I think you can get in as early as 1 o'clock. The main event was supposed to start at 8, but they were late. So according to like my cousin, because I was watching my cousin snap because he went. So according to what I saw, DJs came out about like 8:15ish, about 8:15ish. And then about like 8:20, there was like, I guess it was like a rumbling or whatever. I guess, people started getting a little hype. The countdown started. Then 8:30, was when everything that's when the first person passed out. Now, when it comes to these type of events, you have to realize this is Houston. So Houston is very humid as well. So you got to think all those people were outside and it's humid. So people were basically explaining that they felt like they were getting suffocated by standing up. So a lot of the people who were dying did not necessarily die of an OD. There were people who died from cardiac arrest. There were like 11 reported cardiac arrest incidents that went out. And basically they were suffocated and had a heart attack and died. And that you can do that from being sober. You don't have to be drunk or high or whatever to die from that. And then so 8:30 was when people started passing out. About 8:50, so 8:33, 8:35 was like I guess when that video where the girl climbed the tower and was like, "Yo," telling the cameraman to stop the show. The cops went ahead and the cops were advised about the incident right after. They said they responded 8:32 and they advised Travis Camp around that same time. That's what the police chief said. But however, they didn't stop the show until 9:10. So that's 40 minutes afterwards. So Travis Scott's like they are according to the PD, like according to like what the police chief said, he said that they went backstage and told them that people were passing out and the ambulance were coming, but the show kept going.
They still started that concert.
No, the concert was already going.
Yeah, the whole thing was still in the process. The whole thing was going on.
The concert started at 8:30. Like the concert started at 8:30. But people started getting a little hype when the visual started around like 8:25 or 8:20.
Exactly. So I mean, so he had time to do a full set.
Yeah, he did a whole set.
To do a whole set of a show so that he can stay within his contractual obligations, so that he wouldn't get sued by NRG, which is the venue, concert venue that he was doing his show at. He said because he could literally go, well, technically I did do a full set. So before you start saying I didn't do a show and you not giving me my money, I did a full set. You know, Drake came out. You know what I mean? So hold on before you start holding all my money. When it comes to this situation, yes, I could see him catching a case without a shadow of a doubt. He has a lot of explaining to do, but at the same time, he has a lot of soul searching he has to have within himself now too. Because yes, somebody said it earlier. This is a time where he's going to start having to look into himself he's a father, for crying out loud. Okay, he should be thinking about other people's lives aside from his own a little bit more seriously. Okay. But Lauren C., Let's Talk Truth, Lady Justice, Information Man Show, and Anastasia, thank you all for coming on. I really do appreciate y'all.
Thank you so much. Spasiba.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You guys talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Take care. Peace.
So, guys, like I said, I appreciate everybody for being on and having that conversation because, we do need this is some serious stuff. Travis Scott has a lot of splaining to do, y'all. He got a lot of splaining to do, okay? Man, that is the show today, guys, or tonight. I really do appreciate all y'all for being on, chopping it up with me, having this conversation. Before you guys all take off, just do me that favor. Hit that like button down below. Hit it, crush it. That would really mean a lot. Follow me on Instagram, The Pascal Show, one word. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. On Twitter. Hit that Twitter, The Pascal Show, one word. Follow me over there as well. I'd really, really appreciate it. I appreciate all y'all coming in and having that panel discussion with me, that impromptu panel discussion. It was an impromptu conversation to begin with today, this live and all that, because I don't usually come on this late on a Saturday night. But I figured, let me jump on here, chop it up with my fam, chop it up with my people, and talk about this thing that's been developing over the course of today. If there's any more information that's going to be dropping off, for a fact I'm going to be telling you guys right here on The Pascal Show. So keep your eyes peeled. Definitely hit that subscribe button so whenever I go live and all that, you get that notification. So do hit that notification bell. Do that, okay? You'll thank me later. Also, please join our family membership, click that join button down below. Or if you are more interested in contributing and supporting me and my show, please go over to the patreon.com/the Pascal Show and become a patron. That would be greatly appreciated, y'all. Anyway, as Andre Ball just said, let me just throw this up. Bonsoir, everybody. Have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your night. You know, I know some of y'all it's still like 9 o'clock on the left coast. All right. And some of y'all are already starting to get tucked into your beds and resting your heads ever so gently on those pillows. So if you are, hey, have a great sleep. Have beautiful dreams. All right. You know, nothing but dandelions and daffodils or rainbows or something like that. I don't know. Or it's Saturday night. Go out. Have some fun. Maybe go get laid. Use protection, though. Okay? Anyway, it's time to get going. Much love to you guys. Stay blessed out there. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.